room in my vehicle. Once I got room in my vehicle, I do have a place that's a ways up the mountains that I might be able to go to. Vary stuff up there and back a little bit at a time as I'm able to build and construct stuff. If I'm able to clear out enough room in the back of my vehicle, I can use the back of my Subaru in the passenger area as a mobile shop. I got tools. As long as I put them in my passenger area, most of the weight will be a little bit more on the front than the back like it's been, because this thing is bottoming out. I gotta find some way to fix that. I don't have the money for that right now. I gotta figure out how to pay my insurance. It's due tomorrow, but I'm not good with that stuff, and I don't have somebody to help me with it until probably Tuesday. So I'm trying. A lot of times with this hurry up and wait stuff with other people, I've got several things that have to be done, and they have to be done in a certain order. There's certain orders you're supposed to do this crap in. So I get it lined up to do that, and then I have to wait on somebody to be there to do any of this with me. So that's where the hurry up and wait sucks. Because when I got to make these calls alone, or these people call me alone, I don't have anybody that cares enough to find out what's going on right now, to take the time to find out what's going on right now. And all of the hell that I'm going through with trying to get help, and people blowing me off, and people, well, they have their own lives, and that is understandable. A lot of these people are in survival mode themselves, not just the ones on the streets. I mean, things are tough all over. I go to the stores, I'm seeing stuff here that's 2 to 4 times more expensive than it is, or 2 to 4 times more expensive than it was in Nebraska when I left. And in Nebraska, things wasn't exactly cheap. Anyway, I gotta go find out where the post office is. And I gotta go to storage first because I got a bunch of crap I gotta drop off there. Lucky for me, on the way to storage is a bathroom that I can utilize. I do have some pretty important tools, and having a place to build stuff is pretty important as well. I don't have a place to build, but I'm working on it. Oh God, my back is so fucked up. Anyway, I came over to the Starbucks to work on my computer a bit. It's slow as hell. I'm gonna have to take some stuff off of it, but I don't know what to take off, or really how in some of these instances. So I gotta wait till Tuesday. There's stuff that should have been turned in weeks ago that I've been trying to myself, but it's been getting nowhere, which is what I knew would happen if I have to go in myself. And a lot of times when you go in with somebody, they don't know enough about the situation because they haven't taken the time to find out. They finally go in not knowing anything about what's going on. So they automatically take the side of people who, of course, get a government paycheck. See, that's not something that a family member would do, and that's what sucks, is that I don't have family that cares enough to do that. With the abuse that I had to go through and the amount of money that it cost me to get the opposite of help out of my little sister, like that sucked. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't just so my sister could help me. It was also because my sister driving around without insurance and having a daughter to take care of. You know, there's no way that she's going to be able to pay a ticket if she gets one. And if she helps me, she's likely to get messed with or followed by the cops, and she was. That's the thing that sucks the most. Yes, the cops have been intimidating people from the start. Yes, there's a lot of people who are afraid of the cops. There are a lot of people in the United States, and many of y'all don't get this if you're in other countries. There are many people in the United States who are criminals because they don't have the money to pay for all of the stuff that America and our government deems necessary. Things that in many other countries are not deemed necessary for a family to have. But here in the United States, if you don't have those things, then you're considered a horrible person or a horrible parent. Also, here in the United States, there's a lot of expensive things that are expected. You are expected to pay for these things, even if you're broken, homeless, even if you're disabled without an income. They still expect you to come up with the ability to buy these things and pay for these things. And you can't just go out in the woods and live somewhere. There's forest rangers all over the place. And that's where a lot of our tax money goes, is to hiring people to make sure that appearances come across as America being a wonderful place to live. A wonderful example of leadership, of democracy the world over. But truly it is not. I'm into saving lives, not taking them. But when people threaten to kill me and threaten to kill my loved ones, you're damn right I did something about it. You're damn right I rose to the challenge. It's not something I wanted to do. It's something that I had to do for the safety of myself and others. Hopefully getting stuff out of my vehicle and into storage will get me better gas mileage. And since I'm pretty well out of money for the month, thank goodness I got my disability money back. But the expenses of not getting stuff paid on time and people paid on time and all of that is that it costs extra fines and extra thises and extra thatses. Your punishment for being poor is monetary. Meanwhile, the crimes that you're committing are only crimes because you're too broke for a place. You're too broke for a place of your own. You're friggin' homeless. Or you're close to homeless. You're living in a subservient environment. Or the other person that you're living with, or the person whose environment you're living with, and is only after money. That's all they care about is profit. The human being who is living in their house doesn't make any difference to them. What matters is they don't break stuff and they pay up. When you don't have the money to pay your rent anymore because rent's gone up $600 in the last fucking 2 months. Or in the last year in some places, sorry. One lady here, she was living in a parking lot same as me. She's living there with her boyfriend. He's actually in some of my videos too. She was telling me that they're living out of their vehicles because a month or so ago, and they're from here, a month or so ago, their rent raised like $600 in the last year, just here. And people have been telling me that nationwide. I mean, there's places in Chapel, Nebraska that when I first moved there, Chapel, Nebraska, you could rent up at Leonard Littlejohn's apartments for next to nothing. Hell, I'm going the wrong way. I hate pulling out here because if I pull out backwards the other way, then I might back into somebody in the Denny's because it's actually tough to see them when they come out. Kind of sucks. There's a Nebraskan. Where are you from?
All County.
Where?
All County.
I'm Dual County.
Here to Grand Island.
I know Grand Island a little bit. Had a couple of doctor's appointments up there, and they got a lot of kidnapping, human trafficking in that area.
I know. I have a lot of relatives around that area. In fact, I think I'm related to half the freaking state. Everybody had 10, 12, 15 kids.
Yep. But my first day in Nebraska, because I grew up elsewhere, but I was born in Scotts Bluff, I was told, all right, there's a girl who's really nice. Her name's Cami Hawkins. You're probably going to have a crush on her. Now just remember, she's got two brothers, Little Hawk and Big Hawk. Little Hawk is big. I found out like a year and a half later, I found out that she's a cousin. I'm like, well, it's a good thing I didn't have a crush on her, but she was very nice. She was.
Where are you traveling to?
Well, I'm kind of stranded here in Tillamook until I can make a little bit of money, and I just got my disability back, so
Good.
Absolutely.
Good.
Just a matter of gas. Do
I'm
what?
still working. 70 years old, still working.
Oh
I can't
man,
stand
you are so lucky.
I moved out here in 73. And played live music. I still play music. It's worth it for years and years and years. Played the first 15 months.
Yeah,
I'm a hell of a guitar player.
I was never any good at guitar. I was always a violin. But be safe. All right. I was holding up traffic. All right, so off to storage. Lucky for me, I did get my phone bill paid. I got two new tires on the front because both of my front tires were completely bald on the inside. Down to the wires. There's a couple of spots up in the mountains I gotta go to. One of them's got a couple of my tools, and they're pretty important, so I gotta go grab them. They are a ways out in the mountains, but when it's important, it's important. And drill press is pretty important. Also, I found a machine shop not far from here. And they're giving away some stuff, so I want to go there and see what they have left. One of the things they have there is it looked like a 100-ton press, which that would be amazing. With a 100-ton press and some mild steel, I could do some pretty impressive things. It wouldn't even have to be 100-ton. I mean, a 20-ton press would be good enough for anything I'm working with. Oh, all right. There is definitely still water down here, but at least I can make it through now. Although going down that hill, or up that hill in third gear is probably not the greatest of ideas. There's a reason the speed limit is higher than that, but that water was there and I didn't pay enough attention to downshift. Like I said, I suck as a driver. And then, of course, after that, I'm going to have to MapQuest where the post office is. This town's small enough, it's probably something I've driven by 100 times. But until you need it, most of the buildings are just buildings. Like there's off to the right hand side, there's an Anderson Florist and a Dutch Mill Cafe. We'll see if I remember what those are. If somebody talks to me about them, I probably won't. If somebody wants to meet me there, then I'll definitely remember it. That was another situation, on downshifting. I'm gonna blame the Super Duty pickup in front of me, even though it's decidedly, absolutely my fault. Because that's the American way, isn't it? Blame everybody else but yourself. No, it really does come down to the fact that I just suck as a driver. Off the mountains here, especially when there's clouds above it, it's a really surreal look. It's like something you would see in a fantasy dragon painting or something, And it always freaks me out because it looks like the mountains are on fire and they got smoke coming out. You just can't see the fire, you just see the smoke, except it's fog. Ground is warm and it's getting a lot of moisture burning off on it. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Alright, I'm back. Get my happy ass in storage. Get my vehicle at least partially unloaded. Might have to come into town and see if I can enlist some help if there's anything in my vehicle that's too heavy. As far as the kayak goes, it's too heavy, so it's gonna stay exactly where it's at. But anything that I can get out of here that I don't have to hire somebody to help me with, it's money I don't have to spend. I hate being broke and I hate letting people down, especially when I need the help. street to help. And then because of the hurry up and wait scenario, I end up, fuck it, not getting anything done. It's not from lack of effort. Just so that if it's one you skip past, you can. And of course, making sure that I don't block access. Alright. I guess I'm gonna have a cigarette and then I'm gonna get to work. I didn't get to clear what was on my audio recording device this morning. Technical issues with the computer. Life happens. Alright, you know how we end these videos. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.